when it was her time to finally step up to it, to step up to the plate, oh, she did it. She understood the assignment. She really did. Because when she finally did it, she had the strength, she had the endurance, she had the capabilities, the confidence to do it over and over and over again. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you're all having an amazing week so far. I hope it's been blessed, it's been prosperous, that you've been pouring into your cup, that you've been doing what you need to be doing. If you don't know who I am Jada Maylene, and here we talk about faith, we talk about healing, and some help and some fitness, okay? So if this is your first time watching my video, seeing my face, I want you just to enjoy, just to listen. And then if you like this video, if you want more of this information, then I want you to click that subscribe button below, like this video, help us this out, because we're really trying to use this platform for a good cause, okay? All right, but today's message, I'm so excited for it because this thing has been heavy on my heart. I feel like the Lord's been talking to me in many ways about this message. Y'all ready? I'm gonna let y'all wait. Today's message is about your time will come. You have to wait your turn, all right? Your time will come. I'm not saying your time is coming. Your time will come in a matter of time, in a matter of God's timing, all right? Because God gave me a vision for a while. He gave me a vision, like I asked God, I prayed to God, like, Lord, can you provide me a vision? He provided me one. At that time, I didn't really know what to do with it. But just imagine if when he gave me that vision, he also gave me that opportunity. He also gave me everything that came with that vision. Do you think I would have been prepared? Now I'm gonna ask you, do you think you would be prepared if God gave you a vision for your life? Do you think you're prepared for it now? Do you think you're ready for it now? Do you think you're able to do what you need to do to live up to for it now? And honestly, truthfully, no. I wasn't, and I'm still not. There's been a season, and this season is still going. Because seasons, they come and go, but they could stay for a while. But I had a waiting season, where during this waiting season, I'm not just sitting here and waiting. I'm sitting here building myself, working on myself. Because while I'm waiting for God to put pieces together, I was here. He told me to wait, and I was here waiting. At first, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I was waiting. And I wasn't doing things that I should have been doing. I was just sitting around chilling. I was just doing, like, eating, like not doing the tasks that I'm supposed to be doing during my waiting period. And that's what I want to talk to y'all about. But once I realized that even during my waiting period, I still got to do the work. Because if God's doing the work, why am I not doing the work? And if God is working behind the scenes, why am I not working right now? Why am I not working on these small tasks right now? Because I know he's doing things that I cannot do, but I could do the things that I can do. I could be intentional with that. And that's the same thing for you too. You could be intentional with what you're doing in the waiting period right now. He might give you a vision. He might give you a calling over your life, but you might not be ready for it just right now. Because I want to ask you, do you think you're ready for it? Ask yourself, do you think you're ready for what God has in store for you? For the things for your goals in life? Are you ready for it, like legit right now? If it was given to you tomorrow, will you be ready for it? Are you prepared for it? Are you equipped for it? Me, not yet. I still got some more growing to do. Waiting period is so important. Some people don't like the waiting period because they just think that they're waiting, like at the doctor's office. They just think they're waiting for the doctor's office, at the doctor's, for the doctors. They're waiting for the doctors, and it takes them a while, because it be taking forever. But it's not like that. During your waiting period, there's still work you gotta do. There's still things that you gotta develop. You gotta develop yourself, honey. You have to strengthen yourself, grow yourself during the waiting period. The waiting period is not just for you to sit down and wait. The waiting period is for you to still work. And too many of us are feeling like we need to be pressured, and we feel like we need to be moving like how other people are moving, but nah. During your waiting period, you have to do what God has asked you to do. Yes, he might have given you a vision. Vision might be right here, but there's still things that you have to do to even get up to that vision. It's like a little steps, like staircase. And some of us, we're rushing it. And when we rush it, we're doing everything every day. We're stressing ourselves out. He gave us a vision, but we're rushing it. We're rushing to the point where we're exhausting ourselves. We're getting frustrated because it hasn't come true yet. We're getting mad because it hasn't happened yet. All these things, when I feel some type of way, this and the third. But then, and then we get burnt out. We get burnt out. That's within the first 30 days. Have you ever got burnt out before? For doing something that might be working out, you're just going crazy the first week of working out. You're putting so much pressure on your body. You're doing this big change, and the second week you stop. Why are you going to the gym? I hurt my ankle. I don't do that no more. I'm tired of the gym. No, it's a lifestyle. It's a process. It's a journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. But it's not about the destination, but it's what you are doing in the journey. What are you doing in that journey? What are you doing in that process? What are you doing while you are waiting? You might be trying to rush God's promise for you. God's like, bro, chill. You still got some time to go. You're gonna hurt. You're gonna burn yourself out. And that's why you have to learn to be okay with waiting. I know in today's society, in today's world, we like instant gratification. Raise your hand if you do. I do. When I put myself in the microwave, I want to here and now, feed me now. But when it comes to goals, when it comes to actual results, I don't when people tell me about instant gratification, you could get it instantly, you get it within 30 days, within 3 days, 2 days, double the amount of income. I'm looking I don't know, because I know what's worth it. You gotta wait for it. Some things cannot be rushed, especially if you're looking for longevity. Especially if you're looking for a lifestyle change. Because this could also correlate to fitness too. I be going to the gym and everything, and I be trying to rush my results, not knowing that it takes time. Your body changing takes time. Your dream body that you want, it's gonna take some time. It's not gonna happen overnight. If you want it to happen overnight, then go get some surgery. Go get some plastic surgery. But not. Other than that, if you want to really get it from the ground up, it takes time. It's not going to be instant gratification. And that's what in this world we are looking for, is instant gratification. But we get mad at God's timing. God, why is it taking this long? Why haven't I had it yet? Why don't I have my dream car yet? Why am I not living in my penthouse yet? Why didn't I get my mama a house yet? Why am I not a millionaire yet? You're probably asking all these questions. Why is it not happening? Did you forget about me, God? But he has not forget about you. He's like, child, I hear you, but I'm working on it. I'm working on getting that for you. I gave you a promise, and he said, it's in the scriptures that he will fulfill your promise. Any promise he will fulfill. But he's working on it, and you are trying to rush him when he's trying to make sure that you are growing. Raise your hand if God ever has tried to rush you. No, he has never tried to rush me. But this road, my people that I've been by, yes, they try to rush. They're gonna try to rush the results, rush the process, rush the journey. And then sometimes it ends up getting burnt out. Things not lasting long. But when you actually stop letting the world and other people rush you, and you just be like, okay, God, I am willing to wait. I am willing to grow during this journey. Just let me know what you need me to do. Because guess what? Now, when you're asking for daily direction, when you're waiting for daily direction, he's gonna give you things that you need to do so you can work up to that goal, so you can work up to that vision, so you can work up to your purpose. It takes small steps. Small steps will create those bigger steps, will create those leaps. Just small tasks will complete that big project. A small setback will lead to a greater comeback. But are you willing to take those small steps? Are you willing to do one thing at a time? Are you willing to grow and build your character during your process, during your waiting period? Because the thing is, and I was reading in the book of Esther, she was called to be a queen. God positioned her after a few years of her being an orphan, living with her cousin, doing all these tasks and everything. God finally positioned her to become a queen. Now, she was positioned to be a queen for 5 years, at least 5 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But she was positioned to be a queen for at least 5 years. And during that 5-year time, even though she was positioned, God did not still give her her calling yet. God didn't tell her calling yet. She didn't fulfill her calling just yet. She was just positioned. She was positioned. So when the time is come, when God is saying, I am ready, are you ready? Then that's when the calling will happen. Because after those 5 years, where she was growing herself, where she was building her character, where she was changing and transforming and helping others and doing what God has told her to do and obeying his word and just growing as a person, And guess what? After those 5 years, when it was her time to finally step up to it, to step up to the plate, oh, she did it. She understood the assignment. She really did. Because when she finally did it, she had the strength. She had the endurance. She had the capabilities, the confidence to do it over and over and over again. She had the like I said, the strength and the endurance to not just go to the king once to try to change this thing. She went multiple times. The thing is, if you don't build your character, if you don't build yourself up during your waiting period, when God, he already probably positioned you, but when you are ready for where he has called you to be, he's gonna want you to do it every single day. But sometimes, right now, you have to ask yourself, are you willing? Like, do you have the endurance to be able to do this thing every single day, to do what God has called you to do every single day? And not, because like with the gym, for example, when I finally made the decision to go, like where I was like, I really want to transform my body, I really want to change for me and not for other people, right? Then that's when I started building the strength to go every single day, to be able to, one day at a time, for the gym example, one day at a time at the gym. Now I have the endurance. I could go without motivation because I am disciplined to it now. I am dedicated to it now, because motivation is just only a feeling. We could do things for like 30 days or whatever, how long it takes for you, off of motivation. But after that motivation dies off, are you still going to do it? Are you still going to go fulfill the purpose that God has for you? What he's doing during your waiting period, he wants you to build yourself, to strengthen your skills, to do the things that once he's called for your purpose, you are prepared to do. Because sometimes we're saying, God, I am ready, but he knows deep down inside that you are not ready because you are not fully prepared of what he has planned for you. He hasn't fully told you what he has planned for you, but you're not even prepared just yet. And you're telling God, God, I'm ready. I want to do this now. Why is this not happening to me now? Why am I not mentoring over this? Why am I not doing this? It's because you are not prepared. You did not prepare yourself during that waiting period. Let me use another example for me, okay? So I trade. I do like Forex trading, all that stuff. And I took a break from it, right? Because of some emotional things, you know, and I wasn't emotionally ready to start trading again. And then my focus wasn't just there yet. My focus wasn't ready. But just imagine how the markets are moving now. If I was at least being willing, even during that waiting period where like, yes, I might not be emotionally ready to trade, but let me still learn, let me still practice. Just imagine now that when I am actually ready, emotionally ready to trade, that like I could fulfill it, I could do it. But now since I am emotionally ready to start trading again and actually ready to like put my focus toward it again, I'm not saying I wasted 6 months of my time, but that during that 6-month period, I could have been really preparing myself for this now. But now I'm not as prepared anymore. Now things change. My mindset's different, this and the third. So now I gotta relearn some things. But just imagine. In the scriptures it says, right, it's in Hebrews, patient endurance is what you need now so that you will continue to do God's will. Then you will receive all that he has promised. Patient endurance during that waiting period, that's what that endurance is going to come up. So now you could do his will continually, not just one time, but I could do it anytime you need me to, God. If you want me to do it now, I'm ready for it now, God. If you need me to sit here and help this person right here, I will do it, Lord. I have the endurance, I have the impatience, I have the patience to do it. Patient endurance during that waiting period, during your waiting season. When it's time, I'm gonna be real with you, sis. You might not be ready. You might not have the endurance to continue to do it, to continue to do God's will. Because for example, and Jesus, he be using these parables in the scriptures a lot, but harvest, the crops. And before you harvest your crop, what happens before I harvest? You just put the seed in, put some dirt, water, and it sprouts? Like how it be in the cartoons? No. Before your crop has to harvest, it has to be sown. You have to wait for it. You have to wait for it to grow, for the stems to grow, the leaves to grow, the fruit on it to grow. You have to wait for it. And then once the timing is right, then that's when you could grab your harvest and reap your harvest. But before that, you have to wait. And if you try to eat that harvest before it's ready, the fruit's not gonna be ready. The bananas are still gonna be green. The corn is not gonna be nice. It's gonna be nasty, right? Because just imagine you try to take a little strawberry, it's a little small strawberry, and you try to take it off. It's still basically seed form, a flower form, how strawberries are formed. You have to wait patiently for that harvest. For the crop to grow, there's only 3 things you need. You need soil, you need light, and you need water. And this is you. The seed that God has given you to sow, the vision that He has given you to sow, He gave you a vision to sow. So when you sow it, you have to do the work after now. Now you have to water it. Now you have to make sure it gets sunlight. Now you have to make sure the soil is good. He gave you that work. So now when it's time to harvest, because you don't have the responsibility for it to physically grow. You could do, little add-ons, but in order for us, in order for you to reap your harvest correctly, you need water and you need light. Water. Your spirit might be thirsty. You need to quench your spirit. And the way for you to do that is by Jesus, knowing who He is, and staying close to His word. In the scriptures, when he was with the Samaritan woman, He was talking to her. And he was saying, He asked her for some water, but He was saying that I am the living water. That when you drink me, it's gonna be external. You're gonna have external life. That you're gonna be lived. You're gonna feel life inside of you. That you won't be thirsty no more. That you won't have a dry mouth no more. Oh no, honey. No. Wait for you to pour into your cup, because just imagine God has told you to do something for other people. And you didn't fill up your cup yet. Your cup's not overflowing yet. And you're trying to pour into people from an empty cup. It's not good for you, sis. It's not. You can't do it. Because now those cups are going to be empty. They're not really getting the full experience that they need. But you have to get that living water inside of you to nourish you, to strengthen you so you can grow inside. That's why reading the Bible, staying close to His word, praying, spending time with God, quality time, knowing who Jesus is, just reading about Him, reading the scriptures, just journaling, writing it out, get connected some way, somehow. The next thing is light. You need that sunlight. Good golden hour, but not right now. But you need that sunlight. You need that light. In the scriptures multiple times that the light is God. God is the light. He's the light that shines through us. He's the light that shines through us. He's the light that's, even in the darkness, He's still that light. When He first created the earth, He said, if you want me to separate the light from the dark, let me create a sun so it could govern the day. And that sun, from that very first time He said that, first day He created the earth, that sun has risen and has set. And it does every single day. That's another example that his promise would be fulfilled. And it will still continue to be fulfilled. Because I never seen a day where the sun has not rose again. Have y'all? No. His promise will be fulfilled. You have to have quality time with God. You have to be in his presence, be in his light. Yes, you might be in the darkness. Yes, you might be all dark and everything. But honey, so was I. So was I. But guess what? I knew I didn't want to sit in that darkness for a while. I knew I didn't want to be dark-minded, have these dark thoughts for a while. Like in Grey's Anatomy, Meredith Grey, she be saying like, I'm dark and twisty, or something like that. But the thing is, his light will still shine in the darkness. Even when that seed is in that soil, that light still shines through. It still shines through. Yes, Lord. After a while, when the harvest is ready to be harvested now, the crop is ready to be harvested now, right? After you've done all the things, you sowing, you watering the plant, you make sure it has sunlight, that's you doing your work, okay? Now God's work, now that's him doing the things that we can't see. Have you ever seen a tree grow? Like, have you ever seen it like actually grow? No. Because what it does, it grows over time. It's not, doesn't do like a grow, no. It grows where it's like, it grows where you don't even know that it's growing. It's growing until you realize like, wow, this tree seems taller than last time. That's God right there. That's God working behind the scenes. He's working behind the scenes. You have to do the work that he's told you to do, that he needs you to do, all right? But once your crop is ready to be harvested now it's going to be used for its purpose now. Because after you harvest a crop, after you get the corn, the strawberries, the bananas, whatever it is, what do we do with it? Do we just let it sit there? No. People will sell it. People will eat it. People will do whatever they need to do with it. But guess what? Now that harvest, that crop, it's actually living in its purpose now. It's fulfilling its purpose. But did someone ever question, when you're at the grocery store, did you ever question, how long did this grow for? No. Because when your time, like in the scriptures, Jesus said, I love this. It says, dear woman, that's not our problem. It's not our problem. Jesus replied, my time has not yet to come. His time to act and to be revealed is not yet to come. But guess what? After he said that, right? That was the first time that he did his miracle. People didn't even know who did it. That was his first time that he did his miracle. Okay? But your crop is not ready yet. It's not. And you have to be real with yourself, because I'm gonna be real with me. I'm being real with y'all. Right now, as I'm recording this video, as I'm about to post it, my crop is not ready. It's not ready to harvest yet. And he thinks I'm ready, then that's when my crop will be ready. But, yes, it's crazy, right? I'm gonna wrap it up soon. But Jesus started his ministry. He started his career basically when he was 30 years old. I'm 20, okay? And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I thought when I was like 18, 19, that by the time that I'm 21, that I'm supposed to have the lifestyle, right? But if Jesus had to wait 30 years till he was 30 years old, you could wait a month, you could wait a year, you could wait a few years, regardless of your age. And that's what I love, is that no matter what point of life you are in, no matter your age, God will always have a purpose for you. And you can fulfill it at any time. You can work at it at any time. It's never too late. You think that you're 30 now? Oh no, honey, you just started, okay? You just started. But you have to know that your time is not yet to come. Your time will come, but maybe right now, honey, you just gotta be real with yourself and let you know that my time is not ready yet. Let me take the time to prepare myself for my time to come. Let me prepare myself So when it's ready for me to act and to be revealed to the world, that I am ready and I have the endurance to do it. So when the enemy try to throw some stuff at me, throw swords and arrows, people are trying to say this in the comments, people are trying to do this, be trying to down talk me, I am strong enough to not listen to them. Because even though the world might be against me, oh honey, God is for you. And that's all you need to know. That's all you need to remember, is that even though right now, when my time has not yet come, yes, God, the world might be against me right now, but God is for me. I'm gonna do the things that I need to do because I know God is for me and my promise will be fulfilled. Yes, it will. Because in Psalms, it says, wait patiently for the Lord. Be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord. It is God's timing. He doesn't ask you, what time do you want this? He's like, what time are you going to be ready? Did he ask me that? He didn't ask me that, because if he did, I'm like, you know, but he didn't ask you. It's on God's timing. And if you have a problem with the timing, that it's not being fast enough, it's been forever, then you have a problem with God if you have a problem with the timing, because it's on God's timing. You have to wait patiently for it. You have to do what you need to do during that time, during your season. Okay, honey? You need to. It kind of went with my harvest parable. But in Galatians it says, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessings if we don't give up. If you don't give up, no matter how long it might take, don't give up, because you are going to reap the harvest if you continue doing good, if you continue doing your work. Because even though in our waiting period, we have to still work, because guess what? God is still working too. He is still working too. And just to have some respect, just to say like, God, I know you're doing the work for me. You're doing the things that I can't do. Let me do the things that I can do. Let me do good by you, Lord. Let me do what I need to do, so when the time is right for me to reap my harvest, oh honey, I will be ready for the blessings. I'm not going to be like trying to rush for the blessings. I'm prepared for the blessings. I am ready for the blessings. And you're going to attract that during time. You're going to grow during time. Because everything happens for a reason. Everything does. You just need to know your season. I'm being real. You need to know your season. You need to know when to wait and when to act. And that to figure that stuff out, you need to talk to God about that. Okay? You need to talk to God about that. If God were to give it to you right now, like right now as you're watching this video, will you be ready for it? Will you be prepared for it? Are you ready for the thing that God given to you? The position He got for you? Are you? Position you before your calling. He will position you before your calling. He will position you to grow before your calling. Alright? You have to be okay with waiting. Because regardless, no matter, even if you're not okay, it's still on God's timing. Even when you are okay, it's still on God's timing. But you have to be willing to be okay with it. You have to decide that, God, I know right now I'm not ready, but I am going to be prepared. I am going to start getting prepared for it, for your calling for me, for the vision, for the goal, for whatever it is. I am going to be prepared. Okay? Do the small tasks, because those small tasks will lead up to the big task. Okay? So that's all I have for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Like, let me know. Give me feedback in the comments. Tell me something what resonated with you. Something that like it was like, okay, Jada, like I like what you said about this. I'm gonna apply this. Because what I want to happen is, even though you watch this video, put some action behind it. Do something about it. Like, do something with it, okay? But let me know. Make sure you subscribe below and just get ready for next week's video, okay? All right, bye y'all.